always look at successful people and think, how amazing would it be to afford a personal assistant that can take the mundane tasks off your plate and make your life a little bit easier and more organized? Well, welcome to the future, because with the rise of AI technologies like ChatGPT, everyone can have access to tools to make both your personal life and your work life easier. In this video, I'm going to give you 4 simple but wildly useful ways that you can use ChatGPT in everyday scenarios to superpower your work life, make your student life easier, and for all my introverts out there, how to use ChatGPT to make communication with other human beings a little bit easier. And best of all, ChatGPT is still free to use, so there's literally no reason not to try out all its functionalities and see if it can really work for you. Before we dive in, if you're interested in learning more about how to tap into the power of ChatGPT and AI tools to make your life easier and your business or career more successful, then hit the subscribe button and the notification bell for new videos every week. Okay, let's dive in. So ChatGPT is like having your very own personal writer that's available 24/7, has an entire internet's worth of knowledge, and can adopt different styles of writing, different tones of voice, and different approaches to writing out text. So let's say your boss has asked you to write a report, but with your workload right now, there's no way you can take on the additional work without having to delay other projects you're working on. Instead of spending 30 minutes thinking about how to phrase this email, writing and deleting words, reading and rereading it to make sure it's perfect, polite, and to the point, you can delegate that task to ChatGPT and get a pretty good draft in literally just a few seconds. ChatGPT works with prompts. Think of it like chatting with a human and asking them to do something for you. It's literally like having an assistant. So let's ask, can you write me a professional business email to my boss, Mr. Smith, letting him know that I will need to delay other important projects I'm currently working on if I write the new report. Please politely ask him which tasks I should focus on first to make sure I'm following the right priorities. And we're gonna hit enter and see what ChatGPT comes up with for us. So within a few seconds, we've already got pretty much a perfectly written email that we can use as a really good first draft that's pretty close to being able to getting sent. So it's saying, dear Mr. Smith, I hope this email finds you well, writing to inform you I'm currently working on several projects. And basically everything is well structured, it's polite, it's to the point, and it's everything you'd want from a business email to your boss. But maybe you want to do it in a less formal way and send your boss a WhatsApp message instead of an email. So let's ask ChatGPT, can you write it in one sentence for me to send by text? So ChatGPT has come back to us and said, requesting guidance on priority setting for multiple projects, including report writing, to ensure I'm following the right priorities and avoid delays. Which task should I focus on first? Which is a pretty good text if you want to be really formal with your boss, but you can also ask it to change the tone of voice of a text. Let's go back to our message to our boss, and let's say you have a really friendly relationship with them and you just want to make this message really casual. You can literally ask ChatGPT, can you make it more friendly and casual? ChatGPT has done it for us. Hey boss, just wanted to reach out and ask for your help prioritizing all the projects I'm working on right now, including the report. Want to make sure I'm focusing on the right tasks first and not missing any deadlines. Can you let me know which ones should take precedence? Thanks. And obviously you can keep doing this and requesting ChatGPT to amend, improve, and tweak your message until it's absolutely perfect for you to send. So you can see that the first version of the text was really formal, and as I said, maybe you've got a really good relationship with your boss and you just want to make it a little bit more casual. Just leave it up to ChatGPT and it'll do the work for you. And of course, emails are just one of the endless things you can ask ChatGPT to write for you. You can use it to write blog posts, essays, paragraphs, and so much more. The output from ChatGPT may not be good enough to be the final version, but it's the perfect way to overcome writer's block and make quick progress instead of just staring at a blank page and a blinking cursor. You can also copy and paste a text that you yourself have written and ask ChatGPT to rephrase it, improve it, make it more professional, or make it more casual. Now, one thing to look out for if you are using ChatGPT for writing essays, blogs, or reports is factual accuracy. Not everything that ChatGPT spits out is factual and correct, and sometimes it can make mistakes or make up some of the information. So it's really important that you double check everything before you publish, send, or share it. Next up, we have a really useful way of using ChatGPT that a lot of people might not think of. So we're obviously used to searching on Google for information and using it to answer all sorts of questions. But apart from answering factual questions like Google can, ChatGPT is really good at giving advice and answering personal questions. You can ask questions about life, relationships, mental health, fitness, or travel, and it will actually give you loads of really decent advice and ideas. Let's imagine we're off on a 3-day trip to London. Just like having an assistant, we can delegate coming up with an itinerary for visiting all the best spots to ChatGPT. So, can you plan a 3-day itinerary for me visiting the most popular spots in London, making sure that we're visiting the London Eye and the Houses of Parliament? Please make sure to also tell me which underground lines I need to use to get from one place to another, and which tube stops I should stop at for each destination. Let's click enter and see what ChatGPT comes up with for us. So as you can see, ChatGPT is dividing it between each day and listing out all the places we should be visiting. As you can see, it's also pointed out the tube station we need to stop at and the underground line that we need to use for each journey. And one thing that I love is that it's also planned it out so that it makes sense geographically. So it's saying start the day by visiting Buckingham Palace and then take a walk through St. James's Park to reach Horse Guards Parade. So it's created an itinerary that actually makes sense for us. Okay, let's take it one step further. Can you put together a packing list of things I should take with me? Let's see what ChatGPT suggests. And there we go, as easy as that. ChatGPT has come up with a list of things that we should pack and take with us to London. And it's also divided it into categories of stuff like clothing you might want to take for cooler or warmer days, toiletries, electronics, and then other important things like your passport, your travel insurance, and any cash or credit cards. Okay, let's try a different question. Can you give me some creative gift ideas I can buy my husband for his birthday? So ChatGPT is going ahead and recommending a long list of different ideas for gifts I can get for my husband. And what I love is that it's also divided it into categories of gifts. So we have personalized experience, adventure, tech toys, and it's actually putting some thought into it. So if your husband is a tech geek, consider getting him the latest tech gadgets like a smartwatch, a VR headset, or a high-tech drone, for example. Okay, let's say there's nothing on this list that's quite catching your fancy. Let's take it one step further and ask ChatGPT, do you have 5 more ideas? And let's see what it comes up with. As easy as that, ChatGPT has compiled another huge list of ideas for us to go through. I'm pretty sure I'm gonna find something in here that my husband's gonna love. Of course, you can search on Google for this stuff, but after going through a huge list of blog posts and articles, accepting cookie requests on every website, and just sifting through all the product ideas, most of which are affiliate links where people are wanting you to buy those products in exchange for commission, I feel like this search process is so much easier. There's no distraction, and ChatGPT is actually giving you some really well thought out advice. Okay, let's try out one more idea. Can you create a 5-day healthy meal plan for me? I would like to eat fish tacos, chicken Caesar salad, and for breakfast, I would like to eat eggs every day. And here we go, ChatGPT is outlining a day-by-day breakfast, lunch, and dinner, our healthy meal plan for the next 5 days. I love that it's taken into consideration the fact that I want to have eggs for breakfast every day, so it's suggested a slightly different meal idea involving eggs every day. Now, one thing that I think ChatGPT misunderstood is that I also want to have chicken Caesar and fish tacos every day, so it's created some sort of variation of a lunch and dinner plan each day with chicken Caesar and fish tacos. I don't think I want to eat that much of the same thing for 5 whole days. So it's easy to just go back in and say something like, that's great. Can you substitute out the lunch ideas with a few more different meals? Can you suggest a few more different dinner ideas? And so on and so forth. Just keep asking ChatGPT really human-like questions, like you're chatting to a real person, until you have a meal plan that you're happy with. Now let's take it one step further and make it even more useful. I'm gonna ask ChatGPT, can you put together a supermarket shopping list for all the ingredients for the meal plan? And can you organize the list based on the sections in a supermarket where I would find these ingredients? Let's see what ChatGPT comes up with. Amazing, I freaking love this. It's listing out all the ingredients we need for this 5-day meal plan so that we don't have to spend the time, planning out the shopping list we need in order to create the 5-day meal plan that it has outlined for us. And it's also divided it by the supermarket sections based on produce, meat and seafood, dairy and eggs, bakery. This is so freaking useful and it's gonna save me so much time. Next up, let's use ChatGPT to schedule our day and prioritize our tasks. Like I said, if you really know how to use ChatGPT in the right way, it's honestly like having an assistant that works for you. So another task that we can automate with ChatGPT is planning out your day, your daily schedule, or your calendar and all of your meetings, and fitting in all that you need to do in a day, figuring out where it's going to go in the most efficient way. I'm gonna give it a prompt that says, hey, can you give me an hour-by-hour schedule for an 8-hour workday where I need to do all this stuff? Go to the gym in the morning, attend the team meeting at 9 a.m, work on the social media campaign, meet with Andy for lunch at the Ivy, review the earnings report from last month, and pick up the kids from school. Let's see what ChatGPT comes up with. So ChatGPT has broken down our 8-hour day hour by hour, and it's fit in everything that we asked it for. Now, let's take it one step further and request an additional task and some changes to the schedule. I also need to write an email to Jane about the makeup campaign we need to start working on next week. Could you write that email out? And could you fit this task into my daily schedule? So ChatGPT has quickly written out a really professional email for us to Jane, and it's also rescheduled everything and fit that into our schedule. Now we can even throw a curveball to ChatGPT and request some cancellations and changes to the schedule. So let's say, hey, I had to cancel my lunch with Andy. Can you reschedule my day so that I leave work an hour earlier and go to the supermarket instead before picking up the kids from school? So ChatGPT has revised our schedule, and it's also given us a note at the bottom to say that it's given us a slightly later start to allow for the cancellation of the lunch with Andy, and additionally that it has shortened our workday by an hour to accommodate for an earlier departure from work and our trip to the supermarket. Freaking amazing! Next wildly useful everyday use case would be using ChatGPT to produce a TLDR, too long didn't read. If there's a long article, ChatGPT can summarize it for you. So let's say you have a long report to read through quickly before a meeting starts at work. If I simply type TLDR into ChatGPT and then in quotation marks I paste the report, it's going to give me one paragraph with the key points from the entire text. I can pull this up 2 minutes before a meeting starts and sound really well prepared, as if I spent maybe an hour reading that entire report, even if I had no time at all. Now, of course, this isn't going to cover absolutely everything you need to know, but if you're in a bit of a bind and you really need to get a quick bird's eye view of a topic, this is the perfect way to do it. Last wildly useful idea for using ChatGPT in your everyday life is to use it as a summary creator. It can take your notes and turn them into a summary. So let's say you take loads of notes during meetings at work, you can copy and paste them into ChatGPT and it will summarize them for you. Or maybe you watch lots of educational videos for your business and you'd love to summarize the notes you took and turn them into a social media caption or an email you want to send out. We just need to ask ChatGPT notes to summary and then copy paste in our notes. Let's see what it comes up with. So I've got these long notes that I took from a video all about social media, and ChatGPT has summarized that huge text into a simple paragraph for me, which is so useful and can save so much time. I can use that to share on social media or maybe send it out in an email list or even just have it for my own records. But let's say we want to make this paragraph even more simple. You know how they say in order for people to truly understand what you're trying to explain to them, you need to explain it to them like they're 4 years old. So let's ask ChatGPT to simplify this for us. Can you write that in the style of a second grader? I love it. It's only taken a few seconds and we have exactly what we need. Social media is like a big party on the internet. People use it to talk to their friends and family and be part of different groups. As you can see, it's so easy to just keep chatting back and forth with ChatGPT and tweaking until you have exactly what you need from it. Okay, so I definitely think it's clear that ChatGPT and AI in general will definitely change our lives and make a lot of things so much easier for us. I know a lot of people think AI is just complicated software that some futuristic businesses use, so I hope this has shown you that it can be super powerful and incredibly useful to use it in really simple ways in your everyday life as well. I hope you enjoyed this video. Head over to ChatGPT now and have some fun experimenting and playing around, and I'll see you in the next video with more AI and ChatGPT tips and tricks and hacks.